Good morning, Living Waters, and welcome to our time of coffee this morning. And yes, we're talking about worship this week. We've entered into the month of November. This is November, right? And we at Living Waters are doing a month of Thanksgiving. That's right, not just a day, a whole month. Because it's been a crummy year, but there's still a lot to give thanks for. And even more so, giving thanks is good. It'll make this month go faster than the other couple of months that felt like years in 2020. And so our stewardship team has put together this great program. We are the church, right? We wanted a program that didn't pretend that 2020 wasn't happening. We came up with something that it faces 2020 head on. How are we the church right now, right? This is what we're stewarding. And we're celebrating and giving thanks for the gifts that God has given us as a church, and the first of which being worship. We talked a little bit on Sunday about the power of worship, the need for that space in the world right now, to hear that good news, right? And so this week we're going to look at 5, as usual, Monday through Friday, examples of worship and that gift being in Scripture. So today let's turn to First Chronicles, not Second Chronicles, but First Chronicles, chapter 16. And this one I picked because, we hadn't got First Chronicles in, so another one off the bingo sheet, if you will. But we should have made bingo sheets. Oh, maybe for 2021 we'll do bingo sheets. Anyway, and so we have this story. The book of Chronicles, just back up. Chronicles are Chronicles, I know, clever, right? Recording of history, if you will. It's a parallel. First and Second Chronicles are a parallel book to First and Second Kings. They talk about the same periods of history, but they have different details. Create some good conversation, okay? And as I've talked about before, one of these web series, these books are wild. But this one gives us a little insight into worship, right? So we have the Ark of the Covenant. Yes, the one from Indiana Jones. Being placed into the tent, this was the worship space, the gathering space. Okay, and then David has a psalm of what now? Thanksgiving, starting in verse 7. Weird. We have this big moment, right? That's part of worship. This putting in the Ark of the Covenant is a sacred moment, a moment that will set forth worship for the rest of time. In this generation, at least. And then we have the psalm of Thanksgiving that's recorded forever, right? Even bozos in their basement in 2020 can read through it here. And it's funny. It even refers to the act of worship. In verse 23, sing to the Lord, all the earth. Tell of his salvation from day to day. Declares glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all the peoples. For the Lord is great, greatly to be praised. This is what we're doing in worship. This is exciting. Okay? But it goes on. Examples of how to worship. It even starting verse 37 talks about how will we as folks, kinsfolk and such, worship together, right? Funny enough, Zoom and Facebook Live were not covered in this section. I guess we'll have to make our own version, right? But I think it goes to show, I know I'm doing a general overview of the chapter because there's a lot to sink in here for a short video, but worship, it's there for the big moments. It's there when we're giving thanks, and it's there for the little moments. The day by day as they're planning ahead, how shall we worship going forward? Now, worship doesn't have to be fancy stained glass set aside only on Sunday. We can worship anywhere, anytime, right? And some talk about worshiping God out in nature. Other places, I talk about in the sermon, having that relationship with that mentor of mine, that saint of God, right? I think that's a worship experience. When we're proclaiming the good news, when we're gathering community together, bearing each other up, we proclaim the goodness of God and give thanks. This is worship. All right, that was the first one of 5 for worship. But if you, watching this video, yes, you, are watching this video and are like, you know what? I could talk about how I am the church when it comes to worship. Send me a video. 3 to 4 minutes, but if it's less or more, we'll take it. Well, okay, coffee. We'll take it. We're looking for people to talk about how to be church. How does worship look to you in your life in 2020? See you tomorrow.